Hello and welcome to the spring semester 2024. Also, welcome to Digital Imaging 4. You are in the right place. I wanted to make an introduction video to basically just kind of outline the course, how it's going to run, just so that you know how to go about doing it. So this is obviously an asynchronous course, so this is sort of important information. Hopefully, you'll find that it's somewhat similar to other courses that you have taken asynchronously. Um, yeah, so I will try to make it as brief as possible because I don't want to look at me either, and especially listen to me. Um, let's go through it. First things first, I am John Cohn. I am one of the full-time professors in the Visual Communications Department, VCP. I teach basically. I'm responsible more or less for the simulation and game design program as well as the web design program, and I teach everything from like graphic design, digital imaging 1 and 2, to digital imaging 4, but also web design 1 and 2, and then game introduction to game design, introduction to 3D animation, character creation, and multimedia. Kind of a full range. Basically anything that's not using a lens. I don't do photo, and I'm not a videographer either. So I should be able to help in most regards with that. But if you have anything that's like those kind of questions, that's for somebody else. Okay, so as far as my office hours are concerned, this is when I will actually be on campus. So on Tuesdays, 10 to 1:50. I'm on campus more than that, but that's like when I should be in my office. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you can see it there. This is DI4, so I'm assuming you've taken other DI classes. Just go down to the lab and you'll see me in there, hopefully. But because there's an online class, I would more highly suggest just emailing me at jcone@cecil.edu. Don't just pop in because there's a chance I might not be there because I have like meetings I gotta go to or I gotta do this or whatever. So sometimes they're during the office hours. So I would just email me first, even if you do want to meet in person, just to make sure that I am there. And I might be able to meet outside of those times as well. Certainly virtually I can. So just let me know if you run into any issues, and then we'll kind of go from there. I am here to help you. Okay. This is just a demo reel visualization work. We're gonna skip this because what I'm gonna have you do instead is there's an introduction discussion board. Everybody loves those. So just when you go to do the introduction discussion board, just maybe answer these prompts more or less. What's your name? Why you're taking the class? Why you're taking the class? Is it for your major? Are you just doing personal enrichment? Whatever. And any experience that you have, like, are you more on the techie side of things? Like, do you do a lot of graphic design? That sort of thing. Okay. So the course description is obviously Digital Imaging 4. Comes after Digital Imaging 3. What we do is we kind of cover, it's kind of a wide breadth of things. So you'll see like we're going to be doing a little bit of Adobe Photoshop, not honestly too much, just using it in order to facilitate like creating graphics for other things. We will be doing a little bit of Dreamweaver, which is a web design software, Adobe, and Animate, as well as Adobe XD, which is for UI design. Basically, if you want to make like a mobile app or even a web page or that sort of thing, it lets you basically mock up stuff. Adobe Dimension, which allows you to create like packaging design. It's like a 3D rendering software, but it's very user friendly, so don't worry about that. It's actually probably the easiest software that you'll use, and maybe some other ones as well. I can't remember. So, but we use basically a variety of software, and more or less what I treat this class as is a interactive design kind of thing, right? Because if you look at it, web design is kind of interactive. So that's why we'll do a little bit of UI design. We'll do a little bit of web design, those sort of things. Okay. Um, so as far as the assignments are concerned, every week, more or less, a lab will be given. Basically, I'm going to cover material, and then when I'm done with the material, I'm going to ask you to complete a lab based off of that material. They should be not too terrible assignments. They might take a little bit of time. Really, you can spend not a lot of time or you can spend a lot of time. I would suggest spending a lot of time because if you're in this class, this is a major class for you. So this class matters. You should be putting in your full effort. But basically, the labs are just kind of smaller assignments. There's 9 of them, so it's worth 50% of your grade. Then there are 3 projects. These are just longer form versions, basically, of the labs. It's sort of like the capstone of each lab series. So you'll see like there'll be 3 labs, and then you'll have a project. Then there'll be another 3 labs. Then you'll have a project, another 3 labs, and then you'll have a project. So that's the idea. Okay. Then the last thing there is discussion boards. Everybody loves discussion boards. They're my favorite thing too. So just do them. They're an easy 10 points or 10% of the grade. Basically, what you need with the discussion boards is there's going to be 4 of them. The first one's just an introduction one saying, hey, my name's whatever, and telling us something about you. And then the other 3 are basically when you complete a project, you will post your project onto the discussion board for others to see. And you will just critique others as well. Okay, so basically, it's the idea is that if we were in class, right, everyone would look at everyone's projects and we would get feedback. That's what those discussion boards are for. So they are somewhat relevant because someone might have like a different idea than maybe I would. And it just helps with critical thinking and things like that. Just make sure when you do the discussion board, again, you're going to post your work, and then you're also going to respond to at least 2 of your peers. So you have to respond to 2 of them. So you have to do all 3 of those items in order to get full credit. Okay. All right. We are going to be using Canvas for our course. That is the new LMS. I don't know if you had any courses last time for it. LMS just stands for Learning Management System. I don't know if you had Canvas last semester. If you did, it's just a continuation of that. If you were using Blackboard before, the school is converting from Blackboard to Canvas. This semester is actually the last semester they're going to be doing Blackboard. So some of your classes might still be in Blackboard. Hopefully, most of them are not for your sake, but because whoever the faculty are, they really need to transition because starting next year, it'll be just Canvas. So anyway, we're going to be doing Canvas in here just because it's pretty similar to Blackboard in most regards. I would just say it's a little more modern. The UI is a little more like it's more vertical, and it's less like if you look at Blackboard, the way that it was is very like 90s web design looking. It was all text, and it was, I don't know, it just wasn't well done. So we're going to be using Canvas. You can click on this, it'll bring you right to Canvas, or you can just type in cecil.instructure.com, and that will also bring you there. But you probably are getting this through an announcement anyway, so you're probably already in Canvas. But that will bring you there as well. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and pop over to Canvas. Okay, so when you go into Canvas, it's going to look like this. Okay. For one thing, because this is an online course, I will make an announcement every week being like, hey, this week we're doing whatever. Make sure you do your stuff. So you'll see announcements. Those should pop up right at the top. This one will be an announcement for that matter. This will be the first week's announcement. Most time there won't be videos. So I might do a video, but probably not. I'll just write something out. So you'll have announcements. That'll probably happen every week. You should also get them as emails, hopefully. And all you're going to do when you run through the course is you just go down. You start at the first module, then the second module, then the third, then the fourth, so on and so forth. Okay, that's how the course is laid out. Okay, so if you look, the first week here, so I have class 01, January 15th. That's the first day of the week, and then you basically want to just go down from thing to thing to thing to thing, and that's how you complete the course, right? And then next week will be January 22nd. And then you're going to go boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, ba-doom. It's just like that. It's real straightforward. Just go right down the line, and then you will have done all the things that you needed to, okay? So, for example, let's look at the first one. Introduction, you don't have to look at, to be honest, because it's just literally, we're going to be covering such and such, and these are the things that we're hoping to learn. It's a pedagogy thing, so it looks like I don't know. But anyway, then there's a resource section, which I think these are empty, because I don't really have any resources. Yeah, okay. Then there's the lecture. So the lecture, all this is a link to my website. So you click on it, and it's going to open up, and it's going to bring you to the specific class. So you can see this brings you right to class 1. Okay. And if I go to class 2's lecture, it's going to bring me right to class 2. Give it a second. It brings me right to the second class. Okay. So you can also just type in teachmecone.com, teachmecone. And then this is Digital Imaging 4. You can see all the classes here, but you might as well just go through Canvas because it's right there. But that's where those are going to lead you to, just right to my website. Once you do click on those and you go to the course, right? So that would be what you want to do next. What you're going to do is you're going to go and just scroll through the material and go, yeah, very nice. Yeah, oh, very, very great. So then at the end, you'll see basically the assignment here. But this is literally the same thing as what's on here on the breakdown lab. We'll come back to that in a second. And then I will usually have a video tutorial. So the video tutorial in this case is not going to be like a technical one, because this is just, you can do this lab in whatever your preferred software package is. So if you want to do it in Photoshop or InDesign or whatever, you can do it in that. But I'll have a video tutorial on basically how to do the assignment, and then there's just a reminder here. Okay. Now, so that's what you're gonna do every week. You're just gonna click on it, go here, just read through the material. I might make a video at the top just to like do a mock lecture, and you can watch me, and I'll just read it to you if you want to do it that way as well. I haven't done it yet, but I probably will do that. I'll probably append it to this as well. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do there. Then, so you watch the lecture, and then right here is where you submit the assignment. So you can see 01 breakdown lab. Also notice right here, it actually says when it's due. Okay, so it's due January 22nd. The way that it works is that every week on Monday, I will unlock a new module. Okay, and then you, so by midnight Monday, so usually I unlock that Sunday night, and then you'll have 1 week to complete whatever materials are inside of here, and then you need to submit your assignment by the end, by basically Sunday night. So before Monday begins, your assignment should be submitted. So if you look, it says January 22nd, which is actually 1 day after. It's just because that way is a little bit of a leeway, but you should have it done by the end of that day, Monday. And I get a little thing that says that it's late. Things that are submitted late, so if you submit it the next day after, it's 1 letter grade reduction. So basically, instead of 100%, you'll end up with an 85%, okay, or a B. And then let's say you turn it in 2 weeks later, it's still a B. And let's say you turn it in at the very end of the semester, I will still give you a B. I mean, as long as it's 100%, like you did 100% on it, then you'll just get 1 letter. I don't keep reducing the grade, because otherwise you'll just never turn them in, and it becomes to the point where it's not worth it anymore. Also, if you turn in and you get a bad grade, feel free to turn it back in again. You can, and you won't get a reduction for that. So if you can turn in a garbage assignment and redo it, and then I'll give you the better grade, and there won't be any reduction. So please feel free to, after feedback, if you want to go through and I can make this better. That's the whole point, right? It's to get better. So feel free to do that as well. All right. So as far as the assignments are too, when you click on it, this will tell you, this is the same thing as on the website, just kind of a general description of the assignment. These are what they're going to be graded on. And then you can see here basically the rubric. So I just kind of click on these things where I think they are, and then usually I write a little tiddly to tell you about what I think would be, what you could do better. Okay. So you'll click on that, and then there should be like a submit button. See, I'm looking at it from my point of view, but you'll just upload a file, and then you will submit it, and then I will get it, and we'll all be happy. Okay. So there's that. Oh, I went to the wrong thing. So, and then after that, there's the introductions, which is the discussion board, and you'll see it here. And you're just basically going to add to the discussion and write your name, your major, why you're taking the course, any other information, interesting hobbies, interesting facts about yourself. I love these things. Anyway, so yes, I think that is most of what we needed to know there. So that's the way the course is going to work. Now, a couple of things that that kind of matter. We are going to be using the Adobe Creative Cloud in this course. As much as that's kind of annoying because it's a subscription model, it is the industry standard. And to be frank, if you were working as a graphic designer or photographer, it's a drop in the bucket as far as the cost of that subscription is versus how much you're making off of it. However, as a student, obviously, it's not, right? It's a significant amount, and you're also not getting paid for it. So you have a couple options as far as this is concerned. So one is you could buy your own license right now. You can get a student license. You just go through, and I'm not 100% sure how you do it. I'll probably post something. But you get a student license. I'm not sure how much it is a month. But you have to like sign up for like a year or something like that as well. So that's kind of junky. The other option is to do your assignments. You could just come to the lab and just do them in our lab. So you just sign in with your credentials, and you can use the Adobe Creative Cloud there. You just can't use it at home using our licenses. That's just, they let us do it during COVID, but they're not letting us do it anymore, unfortunately. So that's another option. And then the third option is we might be able to give you a license. We're looking into it. So if you want to wait and do like the first 2 weeks, if you want to just wait and do those at the lab, you can do those at the lab. And then if I find out we can give you the license, then I'll give you the license. But we're looking into that. I'm not entirely sure where we're lying on that. Okay, so yeah, you're going to need the Adobe Creative Cloud. So either you purchase a license right now and you can use that. You could use the labs, or you could wait. You could use the labs now and then wait and see if we give you a license. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. Uh, some people are saying we can, and some are saying we can't. So I'm waiting on the lab staff to figure out that part of it. So just be aware. Um, unfortunately, anyway, it's good to work at the lab anyway, because we have people that can help you with all the assignments and stuff, and you're also part of the community. Networking is really important in any industry, but this industry is really no different. So I highly suggest doing that as well. Okay, that is all that you need to know. So if you have any questions or anything like that, just go ahead and email me them. I'm going to send you this video. Hopefully you watched it. And then I look forward to seeing your guys' work. A lot of the work that comes out of this is actually really cool. So make sure, when you do the discussion boards, make sure you look at everybody's stuff, because it's usually pretty, the work is pretty interesting. So good luck. I look forward to seeing you got your guys' stuff, and let's get it done.